Hi everyone, sorry I can't be with you today and I hope you're all well, but I thought that I would show you a craft item that you can do at home. So today I'm going to show you these gift tokens made of clay. As you can see there, I've put some writing on the back and saying who it's from, a little heart. You can also make them into coasters for tea or your drinks, or like this one, I've put a hole in it so that you can make it into a pendant. So I'll put those aside and I'll just show you the materials that we'll need today. The first is clay, a rolling pin, paint, a pen and paintbrush, a knife. These are cutters to make the shape. I'm using a lid from a coffee cup and a tin because I don't have pastry cutters, but you could use pastry cutters, some glue, and I've got a heart or some lace, and that's what we're going to make the impression on the clay with. You might have other materials. Right, now we get to the good bit, the making. So I've got the clay and I'm just going to cut a small piece out and fold that over so that it doesn't dry out. And we're going to roll it now. I'm using the jar because I don't want to use my rolling pin that we use for baking. Now I'm just going to roll it out to about the thickness of a biscuit, a digestive biscuit. And I'm going to use this shape, this is a sardine tin, first. And I'm just going to press into it like that, quite hard. And then the clay should come off quite easily. And I'm just going to roll that piece up because we're going to use that in a minute. I'm then going to use my knife just to lift it up. And then I'm just going to softly use my fingers to make that a bit smooth around the edge. Okay. Now, this is the good bit, when we put some decoration on it. And I'm going to use this heart. It's a wooden little craft heart that I had in the house, but you might have other things. And I'm going to just press into it like that and then lift it out. Okay, that's one. I'm going to try and get about 4 on this. There we go. And the last one. There we are. So that's our first one done. Now this one, I'm just going to show you the round one for the pendant. I'm going to use my roller, my jar. And then I'm going to use the bottom of this cup just to give me the shape. But you may have pastry cutters at home to do different shapes. I'm doing the same thing again, just softening round the clay there so it's a nice shape. Okay, and on this one, just to show what the lace does, I'm just going to place that over and then push the lace into the clay like you did with the heart. Lift it up and you can just see the impression it gives. Then, if you wanted to make it into a pendant, you would put a hole in with the end of the brush. You can just see there. And then, so you've got your token to give for a friend and a pendant there. So all we do now is to leave them to dry overnight. So now the clay has dried overnight, may take a bit longer, but you can tell it's quite hard, and we're ready for the painting side now. So these are acrylic, that's a water-based acrylic paint, and I'm using a yellow and a red for this design. And I'm going to start with I like to start with the outside detail first. So I'm going to use now as when I'm in class, I always say use a nice brush. The brush helps helps you to be able to paint better. So make sure it's not too big. It's a relatively small brush because we're doing small work. If you're doing larger work, you can use a bigger size brush. So remember that, and it will make your life easier, and you'll be able to produce better work. So I'm just going round the hearts, and I don't know if you've noticed, but for this one I've got a little butterfly that it's a wooden butterfly that I pressed into it. But you may have all different materials that you've used. So don't forget round the side as well. Okay. Now hopefully you've done a couple of these. So while that's drying, it will take about 10 minutes. It's a warm day today in this room, so it might be even quicker. Let it dry and you can move on to your other one while that's drying. Now, I painted the outside of this earlier, and because I'm going to do the heart, which is even smaller, I've used a slightly smaller brush as well to make it easier for me. And then I'm just going to outline these hearts. Okay. Now I'm using these two colours, but remember that's your choice what colour you use. You might love using blue and purple. Well, whatever you want to use or whatever you've got. So I'm just on to my last heart now. And if you go over onto the yellow, remember you can always, once it's dried, you can go over it to make it a bit neater. Okay, I'm going to let that dry now, but what I want to show you is the pen. This is already dried, but on that one there, the one that I showed you earlier, I did do some black outline. Oops. Just to outline that heart. Don't have to do that. But it just gives it more definition and you can see it better. Okay. So at this stage, when that's dried, that's nearly dry now, finish off your colour. When this is dry, turn it over. I've already painted the back on that one so that both sides are painted. Okay, so now the paint has dried. And I'm going to first of all just write on the back of the pendant because I want to give that to someone. So I'm just going to put, I'll use my other pen. Love, Susan. And you can put whatever you want on that. Okay, so on the backs of these you can add some detail of words to give it to someone. But now I'm going to just use PVA glue to varnish them. Now this, put a nice liberal amount on, and all this is going to do, it's going to make it shine and it's going to seal the paint. You can use varnish, but this is cheaper than varnish, and you've probably got this in your house somewhere. So I'll just do, I've done one cover of this, I'm just going to do a second one, coat of the glue. And don't forget to do the back as well. Okay, so that's it. I'll just put those there and I'll just show you the other ones that I've already done previously. You've seen these designs. This was quite cute and I thought we could do this at Christmas. I had these two little wooden pieces and I thought, oh, that would be nice for the Christmas tree later on. All different details here. You can use different colours, whatever you'd like. I hope that has inspired you to do some clay work, and I'll speak to you again. Before you go, I thought I would show you what we're going to do next week, which are these tins which are used for containers. I'm using them for my pens and my paintbrushes, but you could use them for pencils and stuff for in your bedroom. So what you'll need are tins. These are from beans, and the smaller ones, these are from tuna. Only use the ones you open with a can opener. The ones that you pull out are sharp around the edges and I don't want you to use those. Paint, a pen, a marker pen, paintbrushes and a fox stencil which I will have sent to you on a materials list separate from the film. Someone can cut it out for you. I hope that's okay. I hope you've been inspired to do your art again. I'm missing you all and I'll see you soon.